Today, we will talk about the oldest church in every region of the Philippines. What if I told you that some of the oldest churches in the Philippines are more than 400 years old? They survived earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, wars, fires, and centuries of political change. But these churches weren't built by accident. They were built where Spanish missionaries established settlements, where trade routes connected communities, and where Christianity was spreading across an entirely new colonial world. Today, let's travel across the Philippines and discover some of the country's oldest historic churches and the fascinating stories behind them. Region 1, Ilocos Region. St. Augustine Church, Paue, Ilocos Norte. Imagine standing in front of a church built in the 1600s. Its walls are enormous. Its buttresses look almost like the walls of a fortress. This is Paue Church, formerly known as the Church of St. Augustine. Construction began in the late 1600s, with the church completed in the early 1700s. But why does it look so different from European churches? Because the Philippines is constantly threatened by earthquakes, Spanish-era builders developed what became known as earthquake Baroque architecture. Thick walls, massive buttresses, and relatively low structures designed to withstand powerful shaking. Paue Church is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most recognizable churches in the Philippines. It isn't simply a place of worship. It's an architectural response to the forces of nature. Region 2, Cagayan Valley, St. Peter and Paul Metropolitan Cathedral, Tuguegarao. Christianity reached the Cagayan Valley through missionary activity during the Spanish period. Tuguegarao eventually became an important religious center in northern Luzon. The cathedral we see today, however, is not simply a perfectly preserved church from the earliest missionary period. Like many historic Philippine churches, it reflects centuries of rebuilding, repairs, and changes. And that's an important part of Philippine church history. When we say a church is old, sometimes the parish or religious community is much older than the building standing today. Region 3, Central Luzon, San Agustin Church, Lubao, Pampanga. In Central Luzon, one of the oldest Christian communities is found in Lubao, Pampanga. The parish was established during the early years of Spanish missionary activity in the Philippines. The church became an important center of Christianity in Pampanga as Augustinian missionaries worked to establish Christian communities in the region. But there was another reason churches like this became so important. They weren't only places where people attended Mass. They became centers of education, administration, community gatherings, and local life. For centuries, the church was often at the heart of the town,